Hello everyone, my name is Koen Vanderhoydonk and I've been active in the banking industry over 20 years. And now I work for a startup and the name is Blanco, where I am the CEO for Belgium, Luxembourg and Germany. And Blanco is a startup who is very much focused on the asset management industry. So talking about a fund, a private wealth manager, an asset manager, a pension fund, a family office, or even a bank. And what we do for them, we help them along the process with their customers. It starts with onboarding a client, making sure the client is the client who he says he is. It's about making sure that it's not a criminal, so AML, anti-money laundering. It's also about automating the contracting, the digital signing, and having the possibility to create very easily portfolios for your client and having an insightful view on that. So that's in a nutshell. And we're not only in those areas, we also help financial institutions with generally onboarding of customers. Now, today, I have the privilege with you to share my view on banking. And for me, banking is the sweet spot. Allow me to explain a little bit better. When I think about banking, I like to think back to a very traditional definition of banking. And the oldest one I found on my dear beloved friend, the internet, was the case where a bank was lending seeds, so seeds to grow crops, to the farmers in order to make sure that they could have the right crops for the village. After the crops was taken and the seeds, new seeds were extracted, they were given back to the bank and they will keep them for a year. And doing this every year over and over again, the farmers were ensured of the quality of the seeds and everyone was getting their equal share of seeds. To me, this is very fundamental in banking. It's about lending something, in this case seeds. In a modern way, it's money. But lending this money is a very fundamental thing of banking. Well, think about yourself. Don't you want to have a nice house when you grow up? And you buy this house by a mortgage. And a mortgage, it's lending money from the bank. And I'm going to give you something to think about. For me, lending money is buying time. It's not only that. It's also living in a world of prosperity. I mean, don't we all want to live in a society where we can go to festivals, we can go on vacation, we can spend time with our family and grow old without thinking about money issues? Yes, it's also about entrepreneurship. Because if you want to build something, if you want to build your own company, you might have the best dream to bring something or to build something, to provide a service, but you don't have the money. That's where a bank comes in, because a bank can allow you to make your dreams happen. And this is happening from the saving money that we all have. So that's how the circle is complete. And that for me is the reason why I say there is a sweet spot. But I'm sure you're all thinking, oh, Koen, there he goes again. It's that typical banking talk. But I have not forgotten 2008. 2008 was a year of crisis in the banking industry. And a lot of people around us, including my friends, were not giving me a beer during the summer festivals because they said to me, but Koen, you're a banker. You work in a bank. I thought I was a bit harsh on me because I had nothing to do what was happening in the global scale that was triggering the crisis. But never mind, this happened. And people like you, your friends, your family, were actually putting the blame on us, on the sector. But I think we recovered. Because there's been regulations that came in and were enforced on the industry to ensure that we would not end up in the same situation as before. And this has been tough on the banking industry. It was not easy because suddenly so many rules came in But for me, this is for a better place in the banking industry. And if we think about a better place, then I'd like to take that concept of a better place to a larger scale, because I believe that the financial monetary system also has to do with financial inclusion. Don't we all want to have the same opportunities in the world? And if you think about how many people today are still unbanked, maybe you think, hey, but I'm not have a bank account. I have an app. Just kidding. No, there are a lot of people that don't have a bank account, which has a fundamental issue. Why? Because if these people grow old, they didn't have the opportunity to put saving aside for their old days. So no pension saving, for example. And did you know that even in Europe, this is a great situation? We are privileged to be in Belgium, but there are other countries in Europe that do not have the same system that we have. And that's also what banking is about. But for me, it's also about mainstream versus Wall Street. It is about bringing what really matters to a society back to the essential. And that's something that's happening heavily today. There is a strong focus in the industry on what we like to call ESG. And now I see you laughing. There you have the banker again. That's in him after 20 years using all these jargon. Well, let me explain to you. ESG means environmental, social, and governance. So it's about how a company brings added value to a society. And nowadays, a lot of investments are done based upon this notion. So it is about sustainability. It's about how we preserve what we have today. It's about ecological investments. So a lot is happening in this world as well. Now, let me take you one step further, because I'm sure that some of my colleagues will tell you, hey, the bank is the place to be because it's a highly technical environment. And I must say, they're right. But for me, it goes a step further than that. It is all about the symbiosis between human and machine. And guess what? You need two to tango. You need machine to bring efficiency, cost saving, user experience, solutions for you and me. But on the other hand, you need human, men and women, to build relationship, to build trust, to bring clients, to build something together. And again, you need two to tango. And there's some very interesting things happening around these IDs. And I'll give you some examples. I don't know if you know about the concept AI for goods. So artificial intelligence used for a good purpose. And I rather would like you to be part of this movement. Because yes, we can do a lot with artificial intelligence, also within the industry. Because we're sitting on a tremendous amount of data that has been gathered over the years. And a lot of them call this the big data or advanced analytics. And yes, there's a lot we can do in order to make a better world, better solutions for you and me as a bank. So it's about user experience. It's about building that trust. And did you know that today machine learnings are used to make the right investments for you and me? And this is called robo-advisory. Very interesting, right? But today, I'm not only here to tell you only good things. I'm also here to challenge you, to provide you an opportunity between you and me, everyone around this virtual table, to take part of. Because it's no secret that the situation of today has dramatically changed. We are, in our lifetimes, the first time in a pandemic crisis caused by a simple bug called COVID-19, which has a very heavy impact around the globe. Well, it can also be very close around you. And I feel so sorry for those that have lost loved ones around you. My sincere condolences. But it's also about many businesses that have closed shop. because of Corona. Think about the cultural sector. Think about the restaurant and pub industry, hotels. Many other professions are impacted by this new reality. And unfortunately, there's no escaping. You may even wonder if the impact has already materialized. I think there's something we'll see over the next few months. But with every challenge, there is a potential answer. And I think the answer can be found in our financial industry. Because if we think back about the bank that is providing the seeds to the farmer, don't we have that same opportunity today to provide and inject capital, air, breathe, money that could be spent in order to make sure that small companies, big companies can continue their business and survive? So it is about economic recovery. And to take that little bit of that technological side, yes, there are nice things happening. I'm sure all of you know about Bitcoin. Well, to me, Bitcoin is a very interesting phenomenon. 2008, suddenly Bitcoin existed. So I think it's one of the best marketing tricks ever. And a lot of people made good money out of this. But nowadays, that notion of having a virtual currency is taking different shapes. A Bitcoin is changed into what we call stable coins. It's how we can actually deal with digital money in a better way, less expensive, better for everyone, more inclusive. So also this is happening. And there's another thing. Under pressure, everything becomes liquid. What I want to say is that you, me, we're at a very crucial moment in our lives. And we can change. We can make the change for the future. So one last thing is just do it. Thank you very much.